Hello everyone, and welcome to Fableheim and Legend of Keepers. If you've never seen or heard of this game before, it is a reverse Darkest Dungeon-like game where you play as the Dungeon Master and must defend your treasure from wayward adventurers who wish to take it from you. So instead of being the adventurers, you're now the bad guys, which is my cup of tea. For a long time, however, I've been on the fence about this game because it's like one giant puzzle, and you need to figure out where to put the various pieces. You'll see what I mean when we get into it. But things change, DLCs and updates come out, and sometimes a very generous person donates a game to you. So thanks, Smuckem. I'm not sure exactly how long this series will be, but if you have been wishing for a great return to the old days of the Erratus series, welcome back. I'll see what I can do with the Legend of Keepers. What are we waiting for?
Hell, it's about time.
I did do a little bit of a test to see if I would like it or how I would like to do this, and I have a few ideas. So we're going to delete test 1, and we're going to go in to create the ultimate dungeon. Sort of, kind of. Do I want to launch the tutorial? No, I know what I'm doing.
It's a passion.
Now, there are 4 classes. The Slaveholder is the default one, and from my understanding, he's kind of really good with minions. The Enchantress...
It is inevitable.
...requires you to reach level 5 with the Slaveholder, so we'll be playing as a Slaveholder for a little bit. She is really good with magic. So, as you can imagine, she's the character I want to play, but in due time.
So many ideas!
And the Engineer, who you need to reach level 3 of the Enchantress to unlock. She is, from my understanding, the trap expert. I'm not saying that she can't do anything else, or the Enchantress can't do other things, or the Slaveholder can't do other things, but that's my basic understanding. We'll see if that holds true. And the Goddess, who is a giant hippo, yes. This is the DLC character, which is why I have her available, but we're just going to leave her alone for a while because, you know, DLC character.
It's a passion.
Here is our talent tree for the Slaveholder, and I have a very specific way that I like to play. If you watched any of the Erratus series, you know that when I am presented the option of brutally maiming our foes, or crushing their hearts and spirits, I go with the second. So, we're going to do a morale build. Well, try to anyway. You can customize the run a little bit here. As you can see, you can make the heroes weaker or stronger, the gold gains higher or lower, the master's life higher or lower, motivation loss, which has to do with your minions, or the game length. You can also change the difficulty. This all will increase the amount of experience you gain. How much so? The Slaveholder has a lot of hit points, from what I remember. But we're just going to run with the default, and you can let me know if you like any any specific changes.
Welcome to the company, Mog. I am delighted to have you with us.
Hi.
We'll need your fabled management techniques. We're putting you in charge of a little team in the old Empire, a region overrun by humans. It's up to you to gather the monsters in the area and teach them how to defend themselves. Turn them into great employees, ready to give their lives multiple times for the company.
Multiple times for the company. There's a slight touch of humor here, too, which is nice. So, this is our little map here. Can I do this? Oh, okay. I'm assuming I only completed this little one flag, so I'm operating on a lot of assumptions here. But I'm assuming that we go through each zone, we have like a number of weeks that it exists, and we make our way around this map until eventually we get to this. That's my guess. Am I right? I don't know. There's also the Archivist here, which shows you all of your artifacts, monsters, and traps. I don't know how I have some of these revealed here, but that's okay. I don't need to know. Can I continue to customize? Whatever. So the main part of this game is managing your employees and your traps. These are all we start with. And the garrison here can hold them when they have a low motivation, which are these little pips down here. And as they die, they lose motivation, which makes sense. I understand. Dying is quite the demotivating moment, at least until you're risen again. But the main combat mechanic here is stopping adventurers, or veterans, or even champions from getting to the end and claiming the treasure. I wasn't really paying attention to what we're doing here. So there are two ways to kill someone. Through health, or through this, morale. When you kill someone, you get blood, and when they run away, you get tears, which are both resources for upgrading stuff. And as they get lower and lower in morale, which I can't really see here, it's like split up into 4 or 5 sections, they take more damage. So there's an incentive to go ahead and start attacking their morale, even if you're not actually just going to kill them through that. So with that in mind, let's put down a bone catapult here for our first trap and move on. This is split into 2 phases. The preparation phase here, where you look at your enemies, you determine what they're weak against, you put down your minions, you put down your traps, you use your, you put down your minions and your traps. And I think after this preparation phase, I'm just going to cut them out, because I'm just going to sit here and be thinking like, okay, they're weak to nature, they're strong against this, blah, 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 blah. And then as it plays out before you, which is the second phase, I'll explain my thinking and what was happening. I think that's how I'm going to do it here. So you can see they all have different resistances. Armor against physical, and then the elemental stuff. And there's also special effects and passives and buffs and stuff that happen, so there's a lot to keep track of. Hello. I can't say our particular group here is good against them. Although this guy might be. These skills here, like the front and area, that's just who it affects. Every turn you get to pick, no matter where they're positioned, you can use any of their skills. So this little goblin guy, Grignus, we could put in the final slot, which sometimes works out if they have an enemy that attacks the back, such as this. But he has minus 40 air armor, so that's probably a terrible idea. You get the picture. So we'll just go with this. This team is mostly just killing them, so let's see what we can do. All we have left is the Rallying Horn and the Circular Saw. Let's put down a Rallying Horn here. Why not? That is a spell room that they just skipped, so I get to pick the spell once they get there. I love Peleus, the Skeletal Magus. Oh, my favorite. There's like an ice version of him that's really cool as well. I do not like the Yeti. I just don't. Can't help it. So put the Yeti up front. The back guy does air. Boom, boom. It's beautiful. Here we go.
Come get some.
Come get some. So this is the actual attack phase, and this is probably what I'll be showing off in the future and explaining my thoughts here. And this is a turn-based combat, so they don't just auto-do stuff. You get to decide. So let's decide, shall we? We can poison the front if we want to. Let's just attack the back. This guy has weak armor. Boom. Genius. Let's poison everyone. Excuse me. Let's poison everyone, shall we? Although, what if we just focus this guy in the back? Screw you in particular, Mr. Ara. Ara. I think someone asked me to do that on stream once, and I did it. That should have been a special prize. Now our frontline dude here, as you can see, he's naked. So he's pretty weak to physical damage. Maybe I should have put down the circular saw if I was going to be this aggressive. Holy shit. Oh yeah, here's the partition. So it's partitioned into 4. And for each phase, they take more damage. So they're currently unwavering because I haven't done much morale damage. And they take 15% more at vigilant. They take 35% more at worried. And at frantic, the final 25%, they take 75% more damage. And they lose 15% when one of their friends falls, so boom, look at that. They are now vigilant. Life is suffering, but they'll make it through. Somehow. Some way. Probably not. Goodbye. This is actually going much better than I was expecting it to. Usually my first monster, my first line of defense falters. They all die horrible deaths. So that's when the garrison management becomes very important. Making sure you have enough monsters to switch out and not get them completely demoralized. I'm just gonna whip him. Whip. We spec into intimidation, but our team is not really a morale team here. We're just literally going to murder them. Ow, that hurt. Okay. Goodbye. Thanks for the blood. I'll add it to the collection. Oh. That's why I put the Yeti up front, so that he could eat this Ice Fist, but it worked out alright. So many dots. GG. They didn't even get to the Master. Oh, I love the Skeletal Executioner. What do you do? Air damage. A random defeated monster comes back to life as a skeletal warrior if the Skeletal Trooper is the last surviving member of the group. Oh, they have air weakness. You can stack like elemental weaknesses and just delete somebody. I love the Executioner, so we're probably going to take him. 8 nature damage and -8 morale. Speed reduced by 40. Applies Flame Spirit to the monster in front of the skeletal bowl. Damaging attacks applies burn. Yeah, let's go with this guy. I love him, as I keep saying. He's really good. So this time we don't have any combat. We're all fine. We actually have a choice of a merchant to buy a monster or a trap from this unscrupulous merchant. We can train our monsters or we can upgrade our traps. Training monsters is pretty important because you can unlock their third spell, or passive in most cases, such as the ogre here. Whenever the orc gets hit, you will apply Enrage ×1 to the other 2 members of the pate. So I usually like to upgrade them. It also gives them more stats and armor, makes them more durable. But our new Executioner friend gets it first. Alright, then I guess we can upgrade this guy. Sure. Level 4 is the max, I believe. An alchemist or event, we can transmute materials, which we might transmute this blood into gold, actually. Ah. Right. You need tears and blood to create gold. A simple mistake. Let's event. A wandering troubadour offers to sing for your employees in exchange for a modest sum. With the right employee, you could convince her to sing for free. We don't have that one. I also don't have 50, so you're just going to have to go away. I'm sorry, Bard. Well, that was a very exciting and productive use of our time. So I think we're going to switch our teams around here. We're going to have a very aggressive room 1. Very aggressive. Muy aggressive. I don't even want you. Boom. This is how aggressive we're going to be. We're going in. Is this wise? I don't know. So as I said, I'm going to go ahead and just think this phase through, and then I'll break it down once we get to the actual combat. Alright, so our team is not particularly good in the second room, so I'm hoping that I can do all of the work with our first team here. Which is unsurprising, I guess. Ironically, the Orc and the Skeletal Executioner both like being up front, so I had a hard time choosing there, but because Tristan is level 2, his passive effect is that when he's in the front, applies Terrified 2 when the Skeletal Executioner is attacked. So whenever he gets hit, he applies this debuff, which increases morale damage taken. Or if he's in the back, he applies Ice Weakness 2 to all heroes at the start of the Skeletal Executioner's turn. That would be good if we were trying to kill people. What is this? Damage taken from attacks reduced by 20%. Wow, 20%. Tristan's gonna die a horrible, painful death. But I love this attack. The Death Wish. Minus 55 morale and applies Demoralize 3. Heroes adjacent to the target take 30% of the morale damage. Our little fire friend applied Demoralize as well, which stacks as damage. So right now it's minus 20, it was minus 25, then it'll be minus 15, so on and so forth. And we're going to keep stacking that. Alright, you can do this. That would be direct morale damage. Or we can keep dotting. I do love me some dots. This lady is almost dead. She had to go and kill my Executioner. The Executioner was the executed. A shame. But anyway, I'm pretty sure I can just burn her to death now. Ah, beautiful. And because she fled, she dropped almost into the final threshold. I actually wonder if I'm going to be able to kill her. It's going to be close. This does not do morale damage because she only has 1 debuff right now. Unfortunate. She even has a passive here that I can't see, I think. Anyway, we did it! Our Mega Morale turn room 1. Turn 1. Claimed the dub. Yeah, we got all the tiers. Now we can alchemy money. I also like the dog here, even though it's not a morale build, because when you put him on the field, he applies enhanced resistance to the monster at the front of the group and guaranteed crit 1 on the back. So I like putting the Executioner on the back and critting with his giant splitting damage thing. It's really fun. That's with the Boar Man. Nah. The Knoll. Meh. 15 to all resistances per monster of the group benefiting from enrage. This would scale really well with the Slaveholder, actually, because we can enrage our own minions during our magic turn. But I think I'm going to go with the dog. I tried it before, and it was pretty fun in my test run. Now, we can merchant or we can engineer. We have 100 in gold. Is this saying insufficient funds? Yeah, all right, let's yell at the event. The R&D manager has developed a new trap and seems to be very proud of it. He wants to secretly sell it to you for a few gold coins. The Polar Portal. I'm assuming this just does ice damage, but you know what? I've never seen it before. Let's give it a shot. Unfortunately, I don't have any good funds for the trainer, so let's YOLO another event. Good news, everyone! I've created a plague that will destroy all... The board has declared that due to a great financial period, the company can allocate you extra resources in the form of a trap, a recruit, or cold, hard cash. A second bone catapult, or a null. Let's take the money. Cold hard cash is always the best. Just ask anyone during Christmas. I want to go to this trainer, so let us plunder. Oof. Plunder randomly selects people to go on the event, and okay, anyway. We do not want to be injured. This is a 100% upgraded trap, and there's a 35% chance of injury. The Necromancer's Lair, we get a free monster, and they lose 1 morale. That could just be worth it. This, we get some money. 5% chance of injury. This is the most reliable. But I do love me a Necromancer Lair. And we need more morale minions. The Skeleton Soldier. Visiting this sinister practitioner of forbidden magics will give your volunteers nightmares. But it was worth the trip. The Necromancer conjured a monster ready to serve you. If you are familiar with the hoplites from Iratis, that is what this is. Basically. Monsters behind the Skeletal Soldier take 15% less damage. It unfortunately does not have a morale damage, which is kind of what I was hoping for. We'll be throwing Gygnus here into the garrison to recover his morale, which is pretty low. It's not called morale. That's the that's like the sanity bar. What is this called? Motivation? I think it's motivation. Anyway. Ooh, we can upgrade this again. This upgrades his damage. His single target damage. And of course also gives him health and stuff. What about you? 38 physical damage deals 100% of the final damage to the hero positioned behind the targets. Because we're going to be using the dog, I think we're going to give him this attack. Because I don't want him to just spam the bleeding. Which is not good for morale damage. Our first true challenge. We get to decide if we want to go against regular adventurers, which would give us a trap and some gold, or against veterans, which is a hard fight that gives us master bonus, which I think is an upgrade for our slaveholder, and double of the cold hard cash. So I think what we're going to do here... Ooh, what are we going to do? We're going to bring Pelis into the back. Because we're going to have the dog in the middle, Kogan up front, and Tristan in the back, I think. I think that's the plan, so that he can crit. Or maybe we can swap them, depending on what we're fighting. So let's find out. Let us find out what we are fighting. Okay, I was a little concerned about this starting position here. because the back guy, as you can see, Hassan, does a lot of damage, 77 air damage, and Tristan here doesn't have a whole lot of air armor. So no matter what happens, Hassan's going to kill him in 2 turns if he's in the back. However, him being getting hit in the back by this air attack also reduces his damage, which is not what we want to see. So I put him up front and gave him some more resistances thanks to the puppy. And whenever something hits him, he's now going to increase morale damage taken. And I hope that's going to be sufficient, because this guy's going to dunk on our good old orc as well. So the barbarian and the novice here, who we saw last time, the fatso, look at our crit. Oh, beautiful. Are going to be triggering terrified effects. Tristan, oh no, he's not going to live. He's going to die, but that's okay. We'll at least get our damage off. That's the most important thing. I actually had a second executioner in my test run. I love them that much. But as you can see, I'm quite reckless with my first group of minions. Am I not dead? Oh, I lived. Wow. That's surprising. Unfortunately, I don't get the splash here. That kind of sucks. Well, that's okay, because we got him to go anyway. Wow. I don't think I'm getting a third turn. No, I have 3 hit points. This is going to deal. Yeah. Ah, ye sod. Gives 25% of the maximum morale back after a fight once. That's always a pain. But that's alright. We're going to scare him off too. Veteran Schmetterin. All you've got to do is throw a few expendable bodies at them and they break. Craven dogs. Get dunked on. Well done, Peleus. So now we get to choose an upgrade for our lovely commander here. We can either give him 10 armor, increase updoot the damage of the burning whip, which isn't bad, or we can increase his morale damage attack, which is probably what we're going to do. Actually, with him, I like killing people, because he can heal himself if he hits a bleeding target. So I think we're going to go ahead and increase the armor. Not dying is important. You can't lose if you don't die. Pro tip. It is called motivation. By the way, if one of your minions reaches 0 motivation, they go away for 10 weeks, which is about a third of the time of a normal run. I believe it lasts for 32 weeks. I could be wrong here. But Grignus is back to full hit points. We can throw you in here. Whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to use him. I don't care. We have 200 gold. What are we going to do with 200 gold? We can go to the engineer. We haven't seen the engineer yet. Oh yeah, by the way, that one trap that we got is exactly what I thought it was. Ice damage. Wow. Lovely. Unfortunately, we cannot increase the bone catapult, which is what I wanted. We are 50 gold short. So I guess we'll go with the rallying horn. Wow, this does not feel efficient at all. All this is doing is increasing the morale damage from 10 to 20. Is that worth 200 gold? No, it's not. If it increased the in range as well, I would do it. Collectors. Some tax officials have come to collect. These suit and tie vampires are here to collect taxes. However, blood is more valuable than gold coins to them. They could even grant you a monetary compensation in exchange for blood collection, and you would exceptionally be exempted from taxes. 240 life lost, sure. We recover 24 hit points a week. Just, for the record. Is this blinking about the Archivist? It sure is. Okay. Yeah, I don't care. The black market. Sell monsters that are no longer useful to you. Ooh, hello. Now, they're not going to be sold for a great price. Wow. Maybe not. Why does this archer guy go for so much? You know what? It doesn't matter. We can plunder, or we can go on a business trip. Business trip, I think, gives 2 levels to the minion, but we're going to plunder. Ooh, these are not good choices. +3 motivation, but 75% chance of injury. Ooh. Set a monster free. What does that mean? Visiting the sinister practitioner of forbidden magics will give your volunteers nightmares. Yes. We got yet another orc. That is our third orc. Furbog. I guess that means we can put him... Ooh, dear. Let's just run double orc on the front line. That sounds fun. What could go wrong? Remember how I asked what could go wrong? This lady could go wrong. Sengard. She cannot be demoralized. And you might think that if I see this effect, I would not try my usual tricks. But you would be wrong. My favorite thing to do is to brute force stuff. So we're going to brute force morale damage. Yep, that's what we're doing. Also, this lady, whom I have nothing but negative words for, reduces everyone's elemental resistances. To say that I am concerned is an understatement. Please don't die. Turn 1 for a bug. Okay, you're still useful. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm getting much more damage out of this. We got them all to about 70%. Goodbye. Oh, you lived! He lived at 3. Good. He's gonna need a vacation. So we're gonna need to find a few more monsters that can inflict morale damage, because, presently, we do not possess those. We could also do a pretty effective hybrid build, where we start damaging the morale, and then we just, you know, give the good old 180 switch, and kill them senselessly. We could do that. I'm not particularly good at that, but I'm sure we'll find a way. Also, while I was placing this trap, I realized that if the traps are in this order, while they still have Terrified from the Bone Catapult, upgrading this guy to 20 morale damage would have been worth it. But hey, all that's hindsight, right? Hindsight is 20/20. Oh well. And unfortunately... That's what I'm talking about. They have no morale, but I just dunked on her face. Goodbye. You are the biggest link. Goodbye. We have a support character here. Air weakness or enraged. A bull, once again. This could be good. Or we have this character, which I actually really like. The Skeleton Measurette, which is hilarious. I just love skeletons. I don't know if you could tell. Tristan is healed a little bit. Not fully. What does work out to? Oh, yes, we can. This is good. All right. Anyway, we can spend some of our tears here to get 30 resistance. I forgot this was blood and tears. I thought it was just gold. Ah, well. We got resistances. Those are important. We can upgrade a character, which is probably a good idea. What about you, Kirsten? Gains dodge. Oh, yes. Good, Anakin. Good. I kind of want to upgrade Puppy. I do love Puppy. I feel bad because I love Peleus so much, but I don't like upgrading him. Even though, you know, it keeps him alive longer. Here you go, Puppy. You've been good. Alright, Peleus. I know I was talking shit, but here we are. Ooh, what's there? Does this require gold? Okay, we could either use tears to get +2. Okay, we can just get it more. Okay, got it. Your employees get a therapy session, paid for by the company. Killing humans is a difficult line of work, and you often have to leave your conscience at home, particularly during torture sessions. The session will let your employees talk about their feelings and let out some steam. Motivation gain for all available monsters. We get 1 for free, and then we can either spend tears or gold to get +2. Unfortunate, we're close to that. Alright, it's time to smack down some veterans. So I need Tristan back, unfortunately. I think. I like to put Kirsten in room 2. So put you in room 1. We good? I would like another tier 2 orc into room 1. But there's a chance of him not dying. Kogan, that is, if he's here. Poor Tristan, he gets all the abuse. Alright, let's fight more veterans. I am not excited about this fight at all. There is some absolute bullshit happening here. And that's one of them. I wonder... Does... Oh, I see. His passive goes off first. Okay. Interesting. Alright, well. Not much to do about but rip this. Now, another annoying thing about this fight is the guy in the back, the ice guy, is immune to the master's spells, so this intimidation ain't gonna do anything. This lady up front, the sorceress, gives 2% of heroes' max morale back at the start of each turn. So, it is very likely my entire build is semi-countered. Ah, right, the ice weakness. Can't say I particularly care about that. So, there is a very high chance we could be seeing the slaveholder this time. An incredibly high chance, in fact. How much damage does this do now? Oh, right, he's an ice wizard, so of course ice isn't really going to do much to him. Well, on the bright side, we can get rid of the barbarian, who is enraging his friends. That's nice, I guess. Sorry, Tristan. I'm going to need a lot more therapist events. Boop. We got the demoralization in there, but bad things are going to happen. Do I just whip her? What if I just enrage my monsters? But terrifying her might be really good. Alright, we'll do that. The ideal play might have been to enrage, because 50% of this didn't even do anything. I only hit one thing with my spell. Oh, but hey, I'm enraged anyway. Reasons? Don't know. That's okay. That is a lot of... Oh, right. He's weak to fire. Alright, let's kill him. We'll get some blood here. Of course, the Ice Wizard is weak to fire. And we're going to throw our baton into his face, and he's going to die. Your turn, Miss Sorceress, who's also weak to fire, actually. What if I just start killing her? What if we get a lot of blood going? This should drop her below to the final level of Terrified. And then we throw this on her. No, throw this on her. Boom. Vulnerable. You're gonna kill... Aww. Alright, there you go. And that is what I love about morale builds. Besides, you know, the whole breaking people's spirits apart. The duality. The versatility. The skeletal bull wants me to take him. Barriere. There's a name. Antoine. Poison. For air damage and minus 30 morale applies bounty. The monster who defeats this hero gains 2 motivation. Huh. That could be good. Let's take the bull here. We need a little bit of thickness. And the game just wants me to take him. Alright. We, are a little desperate here. We need a lot of recovery. Tristan and Ogu should be fine for another one. If we fight more... Is 232 enough? Let's YOLO. While dusting the dungeon, the cleaning goblin has freed a monster caught in a spider's web. He also accidentally woke up a giant spider queen, who demands compensation for the destruction of her webs. Minus 120 life by choosing to fight. So I can give her gold or blood. I'll fight. Because we haven't really been using our life. It is a resource, like all others. Now, I actually have blood and tears this time, so I think workout could be good. Nope. Not good. Oh, is this for me? Oh, it's for me. I always thought those were for my monsters. Learn something new every day. Let's see if we can train our new characters. Ooh. What about you? What do you get? Apply Shell 2 to the monster of the group at the front and Haste 2 to the one at the back. Oh, you're a buffer too. Okay. We have a puppy and a bull to buff us. YOLO. One of your traps didn't pass the last mandatory checkup. You can call a repair to come at your expense or send it for 5 weeks to the technical department who will fix it for free. If you have the appropriate artifact, you can of course repair it immediately. Well, that sucks. And of course we would fight veterans. I mean, I could just fight regular adventurers and put people into the break that they very much need. I think we can all agree. What am I doing? What does Shell do? I don't know. Great. Room 2, so that means... Wow. That's a team. Pelios, Barrier, and Kirsten. Didn't see that coming, now did you? So if I do that group, I can put you in the garrison. Unfortunately, these two need to stay. Alright. I don't have my best trap or most of my people. We can do this. We are in trouble. I have never seen the character in the middle before. Tomoe is an Onamusha and some absolute bullshit. This person is just going to absolutely destroy me. 82 fire damage, but that damage is increased by 30% as long as no heroes are defeated. And applies elemental weakness whenever they attack. Oh boy. Also, this guy has 90 armor. Could you imagine trying to physical armor this guy to death? That's a terrible idea. Also, this bard is annoying. The minstrel, he gives dodge to the lowest person, which I guess is himself. So he's going to dodge this attack, but that's okay. That wasn't my big attack. I guess what I'm saying is that this time... I'm really glad that we are a morale build. Even though I think Tristan's going to die turn 1. Okay, yep. Good. Wow, Puppy is actually destroying these guys. And being destroyed. You're weak to fire. Minus 50 fire weakness. What is this going to do? Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Because our other morale trap is broken, I had to pull out the polar vortex thing, but... Hey, it's doing damage. Alright, intimidate. Our team here should be able to dunk on them. Like, this should be a kill. These two are super fast. And he's immune to the first attack. Okay, he's dodged, so we'll do this. Owie. Oh, that ate the dodge. Unideal. Here we go. Oh, baby, a triple. And our first artifact of the series. We have the Pocket Mirror. Damage of the first attack suffered by monsters placed at the back is returned to the assailant. Once per fight. Okay, so we have a counter. Miraculous Pill. Monsters placed at the back perform an additional attack, but lose 20 speed and start a fight with 50% of their maximum life. Wow. So in the back, they get a second attack. This is really good for Kirsten, who can dodge anyway. What about this Unholy Shroud? It grants 50% chance to apply Frostbite 2 with monsters attack, which deal morale damage. So that would all of our morale attacks, which we're doing pretty much nonstop, have a 50% chance to give them 2 stacks of 5% of max life as ice damage per turn. If we wanted to play into that whole split idea, this is really good. I kind of want to try the miraculous pill, but this is so YOLO, it's ridiculous. Because most of the time, the person in the back is just going to freaking die. But you know what they say. When presented with the opportunity to YOLO, you always YOLO. Oh, this is going to be great. Okay, Olga and Tristan have to go into camp, which is not good for me, really. If absolutely necessary, I can pull Tristan out, but not Olga. Puppy has to stay. Stick out your tongue and say, ah. The Occupational Health Office has been called in to do some tests following your recent assignments. The doctor provides you with some basic medical care. Plus 250 health, life. Okay, great. YOLO or plunder? Let's YOLO. A shifting-looking supplier is offering you some human thighs to feed your employees at a discount price. They do not look or smell particularly fresh, but you know that the management would grant you a sweet salary bonus for reducing overhead. Sure. What could go wrong? Nearly 500 gold, I'm in. An outing amongst colleagues is always a joy. We are not human. Inadequate resources. Inadequate resources? I have 540... Oh, is this like the other thing? Alright, let's engineer. Can I have my trap back? Please? Alright, I upgraded that thing. What does level 3 do? The next 2 groups. Oh! That's worth it then. Put that as the first trap. Alchemist, we can transmute some stuff. Our first champion fight. Let's YOLO. The off-smelling human thighs you accepted were served in the canteen, and some of your employees got food poisoning. There's a solution to heal them, but it is prohibitively expensive. Unavailable for 5 weeks. Heal. So we got about 500 gold for the cheap thighs, then we had to spend 200 to heal. That's fine. Okay, if we're fighting a champion, I need Tristan. But I'm pretty sure week 32 is the last week, and it's also a champion fight. So what we're going to do instead is be incredibly greedy. What could go wrong, right? Let's pull Pelis into room 1. Bring back one of these random orcs, of which I have way too many. And none of them are the good ones. I could pull out Kogan, I guess, because I only have 2 more combats. Sure. Alright, here we go. I'm scared. Who's ready to die a horrible, painful death? One thing I had to go back to double check was I had to put the rallying horn first because there's no other trap before the champion or before the monsters. I barely survived to get a double turn. Cool, cutting it close. But we're fighting a samurai who is terrifying. It gave me a little bit of headache in the composition because he deals a metric shit ton of air damage. And if... Oh, I just did my move twice, that's cool. If the target that he hits in the front has negative air, his attack ricochets to the next person. The only monster in the front I had that had positive air was this guy. And now he doesn't because he also applies air weakness. Because of course he does. I'm not even surprised anymore. And for each 1% point of life missing, he deals more damage. So now he's gonna ricochet. Fucking ow. Okay, I thought it was just to 1 monster, but it's to 2. That's not good. That is very not good. The slaveholder... I've said this a few times now, but the slaveholder could make an appearance. Oh, I'm scared. But we get 2 turns here. Ooh. I'm curious. So if I get 2 turns, right? Does this mean that I bone throw, he gets vulnerability applied, and I bone throw again? Oh, I'm just going to Fire Eater anyway. Oh, it might have meant that. Interesting. Thankfully, I have positive air right now. Now I don't. That was the dodge. It's beautiful. And I have absolutely no morale damage here, but that's okay. We slowed him. Why? Okay, let's trample, I guess. Or slow. Be slowed by the endless tide. I don't get 2 turns now, right? I do! See, this is why you always YOLO. It's always good. Don't ask questions. Fortunately, we trampled. Did we win? Isn't that disgusting? Isn't that disgusting?
A survivor.
Hey.
Just what I needed to decorate my stud.
Boop. Bye. Now that is terrifying. Oh, I love... Oh, he's so cool. But he's just damage. Okay, so we can either deal, air damage to the front or ice damage to the back. Attacks ricochet to the other heroes when he's in the front. We just saw how disgusting that was. So he could hit everyone. That's a lot of damage. In the back, transforms into a random skeleton when the skeleton lord is defeated. What about the sorcerer here? 14 fire damage, apply burn 2. Neither of these are particularly juicy. Monsters defeated come back to life as a skeleton warrior. Monsters have a 20% chance to deal a critical strike when attacking, plus 50% damage and morale. Sure. Let's do that. I'm glad I didn't pull Tristan out. Alright, we have 431 gold. About an engineer. Our little trap is back. This one. But I kind of like this idea. Can I do both? Of course not. Of course not. The company needs some equipment. Yes. Take this. Take this away from me. Is week 34 the end? Let's YOLO. You are invited to a work lunch with your employees. They are chanting your name when your turn to pay for everyone comes. What will you pay for? Plus 1 motivation for all monsters. Meals for everybody. I thought week 32 was the end. Well, let's pull my friends out. Because I love these characters. They're great. I actually really liked that this combo here. So, do I want Peleus? What do you give? Crit. Who would do really well with the crit? Oh yeah, it's you. It's Tristan. I do like applying Terrified by him being in the first position, though. What if we do Kirsten in the front? That's scary. That's spoopy. But what did I just do? Oh, right. I think we're gonna do something like this. This looks good to me. Let's fight some veterans, shall we? This fight looks a little scary, but it's not quite as scary as I initially thought it was. But this is a level 4 character, which is a little intimidating. A ninja. What is this? I've never seen this before. Disaster. Oh, okay, that sounds fun. We can get stalactite falls. Remember, the difference between a stalactite and a stalagmite. is that stalactites hang tight to the ceiling, and a stalagmite might one day make it there. That's the difference. Damage taken from traps increased by 100%. Or slowed. My first room is a little slow. You know, let's do slow. Sure. The lady in the back is actually really terrifying. I found. She just attacks the slowest target. Which is actually Tristan up here. The bard we saw last time, he applied dodge. And I'm pretty sure this guy... Yeah, so at the start of combat, he applied poison to the highest health target. And then he just throws daggers at me, which is very rude. And I'm hoping that Kirsten can survive, because the double AoE is going to break his dodge. Okay, we're live. Double Fire Rager. With crit. Do we crit twice? I don't think so. Maybe, I don't know. How Tristan here is bleeding is beyond me. That's some bullshit. But anyway. I hope you all enjoyed seeing our team in action here, because they're all going to die. Goodbye. But hey, we did enough damage. The bard is gone. Farewell, minstrel. And now, wow. By the way, the reason the lady in the back is terrifying is not because she just attacks the slowest person. It's because now, when she's alone, she's going to heal for 30% of her health and morale. Yep. There it is. There it be. I'm pretty sure she's weak against fire. Yes, she is. So let's throw a fireball at her, shall we? I definitely remember that she was going to do that twice. Well done. What I've learned here is that I'm very afraid, but there's really no reason to be. I know what I'm doing. Ooh, I like this one. So fire damage burn, ice damage, ice weakness. No, modified phantom, minus morale, and applies tiredness, which reduces their damage dealt. Very good. Very good. Okay, I'm pretty I thought that it ended on week 32, but we are approaching an hour of I've been recording. I'm not sure how much that's going to get cut down based off, you know, me thinking, but we'll end it here. We're on week 34 of the first area. I think we're coming to the end of it, but I don't know how much farther it is, so, you know, I'll be back when 69 tiers. It's perfect. Just kidding. Scrap everything I just said. This is the perfect place to stop. So thank you all for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. Let me know if you have any pro tips for Legend of Keepers. What's your thoughts? Or what monsters I should keep my eyes peeled for? We'll be playing the Slaveholder for a little bit longer. We might do most of his campaign, or we might switch off to the Enchantress once we reach level 5, which I think takes 2 zones if I don't screw up terribly. Maybe. And we'll pull out the Goddess, you know, when we get tired of the basic stuff, because that is the DLC. Vals. Thanks for watching. Thank you to the patrons and channel members who support the channel, and special thanks to Smuckem, who bought the game for me. I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye!